Good site preparation is a foundational aspect of working towards achieving those desired objectives from your timber tree planting project. It's all about providing the conditions to give your seedlings the best possible start, getting them through that first spring and summer when the risk of being overcome by competition and from animal browsing is at its highest. Ripping and/or ploughing and mounding are methods that may be beneficial on some sites to facilitate easy planting, enable quicker root development, and in the case of mounding provide a raised bed where waterlogging may be a problem initially. Understanding what those competitors are, plant or animal, is important, and this will influence what measures are undertaken to reduce risk. Use of knockdown herbicides pre-planting can be relatively straightforward and will offer a degree of short-term control over non-desired plant competition. Follow-up spraying or the incorporation of residual herbicides pre-planting may be desired. In this instance, specialist advice should be sought though. Where a landholder does not wish to use synthetic chemicals, other knockdown-like preparations are commercially available, offering short-term effectiveness but likely requiring follow-up application. Short-term weed control can also be achieved by scalping the planting spots or strips mechanically. For example, in the case of pasture, this would involve removing the mat down to just below the root zone, exposing bare ground that is relatively free of active plant matter and contains less soil-stored seed. All methods will require careful monitoring, particularly through the first spring and summer, and the grower may need to intervene at any point. Protection of seedlings from livestock may seem obvious, but it still needs some thought, as just one instance of a bovine intruder, for example, can have disastrous consequences. The risk of animal browsing from pest and game species and other wildlife needs to be well understood in the seasons leading up to planting. Most landholders will have a sense of what that looks like, but for those living remotely, they may need to spend some time, day and night, to better understand this. With so much time, effort and cost invested in setting up a timber trees project, heavy losses to browsing can be devastating and costly. Where such animals are prevalent, efforts to control their numbers before planting is advisable, as is diligent monitoring after planting. Even still, individual tree guards may be required across some or all of the tree plantings. In the case of deer, expensive fencing may be required, along with the continued use of other methods to control numbers.